I was near a course, you see. Sometimes in this country, we need to speak truth to power. We need to tell people when they are misbehaving, let's tell them they are misbehaving.
Oh, yes, yes.
I feel, sir, the chief of staff is letting President Mahama down. Yes,
Julius Zebra.
Why is we are saying something? It's very strong, but it's true because you see, the chief of staff is supposed to be the headmaster.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
President Mahama is like the GES director. But school ni mu de Mahama ntanko ho. The vice president is like the metro director. The chief of staff, in my view, is like the headmaster.
Okay.
You must marshal
and coordinate the affairs.
Coordinate the minister. Akwa. Akwa. Enkrofo akwaji award.
Yes.
Who the fabi ato nchen. Ten enkrofo mu hia award. Maybe a subtle be to for you see. And
I want for what?
I always say, see, when you are a full soldier of a political party, they are aware that you should not miss. A brother Justice Yoni Kolende, a convert, you know, Umbusana Bani relationship of Kufad. He used a certain word. They said that you have to be a man of candor. CANDOR. And they stuck with me, so I decided to check candor. Yes.
That's right.
No matter what you are going through, let your truth be that sword that carries you through. NSS man, then I hear Abraham Maboni, they reset by we hear word.
Okay.
Yes, let's be fair. Get a car regional minister, then I hear we hear word. And you see, it will be very stupid on my part as an analyst, someone educated for that matter, to say, Lendo Klu and the flood and back.
Derby.
1960s. In Kroma, not flood and back.
Yes.
But you see, imagine Sebe, a year befi. Senior. Ne year befi, no. Oh, there's our time answer what to boost a fufro. And then you Kwame Eugene.
The team. Be back as what yet.
Exactly. Enti ebra o manfo. O say your bow. A man de tema.
Yes.
Are going through such a situation. Na tia award. O video na na twegu no mo boje me so na.
Aye. And she was defending say ono krawama flood into etwa.
You see, that was the day the chief of staff should have sacked. And
seriously.
Another minister mo Imanoma Kufibua. Me no te hey. Me my background is meteorology and climate science. Not nobody who drink anybody. Go to Water Resources Commission. I can't just say Go to Water Resource Commission. There are 46 major sources of water that we track. Pick the data. Which of them has Imanoma Kufibua improved? Which of them? How many forests has he recovered?
Okay.
So how does Imanoma Kufibua become best performing male minister? What metric?
You see the figures I wanted to just say what to me I reclaim about 8 of the forest reserves and only there. It wasn't true.
You near no some guys says I must go. And you see, at force I have no issue with them because couples when you read the IEA poll now banana.
Yeah.
Even the IEA, the Institute of Economic Affairs, the fulcrum of all Mahama Ukraine were reduced from 68 to 58.9. The IEA, I'm quoting IEA, no global.
Yes.
People should listen carefully.
Okay.
It's the economy.
Okay.
They quote at Forsen. Undoubtedly, he's the best performing minister in this government because I've always argued that the economy is the fulcrum. When you have physics students, they tell you the fulcrum. It's like a car's engine. And he's doing on the casa at the same. One thing I know, Casa. On affair, before I go to the court, you see, sometimes MPP for no. So why you a free opposition videos no more bobo man? That is why I've always said something that you see. The Ghanaian people are coming to the convergence point to say, and yet they can be through, man. Senior, pick 2016 election results. Pick 2020, pick 2024. You don't need to be a data analyst. You see a sign that the Ghanaian voters are now moving towards a certain thinking. Say, so when you look at the about 6 polls before the 2024 election, You pick NCC, almost friend matters of concern to the Ghanaian voter. You pick the EI, Economic Intelligence Unit. You pick Fitch. You pick Global Info Analytics Musa Danko. You pick Afrobarometer. They all predicted for the NDC. Why? The economy.
Oh, yeah.
The people didn't feel it.
Yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
pick the World Bank report on Ghana. That is why I always laugh when people say COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war. You don't know what you are talking about. The World Bank that have the best economics disagree. I've done that studies here. 2. Se nipa no obefa ne tebiem no level 4. Na ne call level 5 enye efentwa me fruma.
Yeah.
Me you just say in the last 2 months, I've done some transactions almost about $30,000. When I wanted to do that thing about 2 years ago, I would have paid at the port roughly about $12,000. I pay around $85,000 after 2 months. She said, me economy no,
yeah.
Why? The currency.
Okay.
Because you see, the currency is critical. When the NPP was living, forget them, it's not true, it was not 17 cedis.
Yes.
It can't be my source. The source is the Bank of Ghana.
Bank of Ghana, yes.
It was 13.7.
Sure.
That's at the 6th of January 2005.
Okay.
2025. And then the dollar is around 11.4, 11.5. That are some improvement.
Yeah.
Now, Ghana, Nino. All interest say, ya wo me Ashanti mem. Ya wo me Amramem, Timeto mem PPNDs.
It is changing.
It is changing. In the microphone na wardrobe on so no. Until Akufo-Addo negotiated to get them the Vamed Hospital. No mu kumewu. Ye no. Ye be wie kumewu NIMS Hospital. Me was na man started.
Okay.
Akufo-Addo be wie no. Omu kuma. Ye muso o Akufo-Addo. Ana maham.
Dabi.
You say Akufo-Addo be twa asom and Wuntumi call hospital. It can impact the decision of that person.
Oh yes.
O met be kwai o call hospital no. A champion 70s. And Akufo-Addo by July 2018 okwaje besia be wie. When you are going to that facility oba na ekwaje na war no. On hwe say Akufo-Addo and ajo say usu. Patriotic.
Oh yes.
So afere, we all know the facts. I don't want to waste time to go into it.
Anyway,
whatever the issues are, the NDC through John Mahama went to Menshia. That time now, Mr. Sapontias, Dr. Sapon.
Okay. May you so rest in peace.
Whatever they will do, open the hospital. After the forum, they know the government that came and gave them that health care.
Ghana 40 about to see.
For nothing at all. For nothing at all. The NDC has a record in this region. Project Ben NPP and region were sourcing KJT market. Cost value. And didn't they reap the benefit of it in 2024?
Yes, they did.
They had the second most votes in Ashanti, more than voter region. They had unprecedented number of seats. Why? The people are seeing, say, Phase 2, 8 years, Uncle Baby.
Yes.
And then I'm a pet Joy FM moto no. I'm say radio for discerning minds. You be a can be an ombiti. As I'm Kromaka in the 60s no. The Ghanaian people are slow to anger.
Yes.
But when they finally get to that point, nothing
you can't control them.
Exactly. Into the now let's go to the court. Mami odas your friend is Sedinam Tamaklo. Na oden ho kawura kakra. A brand case is no a mass lock boss. Na yetititima udwane ye rule na sem no on the 16th of April 2024. People should listen to me carefully. Na yeso abagana but information bi omode man and I think there's a very useless piece of information.
Yenka say udwane ya na wanyane because we understand that case no Kosoa from 2019 to 2022 and Osiki leave say obohen ho yare nti yenka say udwane yenka say Osiki permission and okoye
say Osiki permission the circumstances and even like kind of circumstantial evidence what you've known so far she was arrested say Osiki permission me ho to me mo ma me wan yen kan ho mo ma we the ni hu
okay.
And when you are extradited, the extradition processes begins against you. It means that you put in certain barriers to compel the state to take that route. It's the minimum you say to do there. Name again who say or the who can
okay.
Name understand everything.
All right.
Now, your dinner assembly we is 16th of April 2025. Now yet it's July, January. You better say Nevada. US Marshals I didn't intend tracking to run them na more. The see bottom. No more chill.
Facebook na be letter na Eugene
no more chill. Anna Ghana's ambassador to the US, Victor Smith, I be confirm me. Now me see a dinner 16th April 2020 for man phone ka. Enti ye wo hana 9th ya. US Embassy this statement. Let me read it for you. It's quite instructive. What say? Justice has no borders.
Yes.
The United States has extradited Sedinam to Ghana following a conviction of 70 plus corruption-related charges, including embezzling more than $6 million equivalent in Ghanaian taxpayer funds. Listen, it's US Embassy for Crown says 6 million no deal, and Yamaha Sika.
Yeah.
And then Yakufu Sika. And Yameme no.
Sir.
This is the wedding. This is the wedding of the US Embassy. Okay. That's why I always said I like sentence analysis. In the US, the mines, because the Ghanaian people have to make a case to the Justice Department.
That's right.
Why you need this person in your country? Will she be given fair trial? They went through that project, say that they are bringing her.
Okay.
And they are bringing her because they believe, based on the fact that they've seen that she has been convicted based on embezzling more than 6 million Ghana funds, or Ghanaian taxpayers funds.
Okay.
Into we a teacher ni waketu yani eteo kakra no. Me nso me adwuma Wontumi Media kakra na kositum tie no. Eto koma senate no.
Also a woto tomatoes no.
Wa wo fo kai jesu to adum. Fuel no because to transport trotro dava need to fuel taxes guso. It's an indirect tax.
Yeah.
Tima mutu ya wa woto nsuo, wa woto coca paper keto bi tia na wote ya nsa na wonom no. Sa tax nyina no. Yes 6 million. Yes, mammy, I embezzle. Embezzle never for crack. Wadi and it be a jira. Quam. And I was to court a convicting. So that's why I'm not using the word alleged.
Anyway,
until there's a 10 of the judgment.
Okay.
Well, we normally say this is our strong US Ghana law enforcement partnership in action, demonstrating a shared commitment to accountability and the first extradition from the United States to Ghana since 2009. So in 17 years, this is the first time a Ghana successfully extradited will be from US to Ghana.
That's right.
What does that tell you? It tells you it's a very seminal moment. You can't seminal, especially yes, there be a novel, a novelty, a being that. I said, Bema, a novelty, intense, patriotic, and a nipa coca crama, intense. It's a novelty.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me pause there. Yet the man yet say you really asem on
in 2024 no.
In 2024 on the 16th of April 2024 no. The 2 weeks just around 2 no mo file or court to say they want to contest the ruling.
Okay.
So mo file appeal.
Somebody
statement. This is where people should listen carefully. Ruling in the 2024 and on the 9th of May.
Okay.
They indicated to the court that they will appeal through the lawyers. But the written statement, which will contain why they want to appeal, was filed on the 12th of February 2016. After she was arrested, on the 16th, 27 days after, no filed a written statement by the lawyers. So for us to get Sedinam
okay.
Because all this is a court document, it's a public document. It will contain the fact. So briefly, I'll take you through that.
Yes.
Now, is there a problem versus Sedinam Christine Tamaklo? Any branch, I know is CEO or Maslow, second academic exam. Now, this is it. My intro, I don't want to go through everything. But let me give you the salient points of the case. I'm saying Sedinam Tamaklo was arraigned before the High Court on 30th January 2019, charged of 78 counts. In recounting the salient point of the case, we primarily focus on the fact that relate to that blah, blah, blah. Let me just skip to the important. Okay, I'll say The pitch of the prosecution case is that Sedinam Tamaklo was the chief executive of Maslok from November 2013 to January 2017. That in 2017, Yoko conducted investigation to certain alleged fraudulent disbursement of Maslok funds, including Sedinam Tamaklo and Daniel Axim. According to the prosecution, investigation showed that in June 2014, Maslok invested an amount of 150,000 in Tampa Microfinance Limited, a licensed tier 2 microfinance company located in the joint Ashanti region. That after the investment of 150,000 in Tampa, Sedinam Tamaklo offered to invest an amount of 500,000 in Tampa based on the appellant or Sedinam Tamaklo's offer. Maslok's Agri Development Bank check dated 24 of July 2024 in the sum of 500,000 was drawn in favor of Tampa. The case of the prosecution is that after Tampa received the Maslok check of 500,000, Sedinam Tamaklo allegedly informed the board chairman of Tampa that the investment would attract an interest of 24%. The Tampa, finding the interest to be high, decided to return the check of 500,000 to Maslok by issuing a check in refund of the loan amount. The prosecution stated that Sedinam Tamaklo allegedly rejected the check and demanded the cash payment of 500,000 cedis. That the cash of 500,000 was purportedly delivered to Sedinam Tamaklo by the board chair of Tampa on 28 August 2014. That Sedinam Tamaklo allegedly by a letter dated 28 August 2014 acknowledged the receipt of the funds. According to the prosecution, investigation allegedly showed that there is no record of Maslok being paid the 500,000 cedis. Thomas said Sedinam Tamaklo GC can back say, Kofono so amount says between 25% on it is canon. Omko Maslok account in Now the next thing they say is that Maslok has some baby beer. Your friend is sensitive. You might be just saying, "Mom, come on the truth of my program. Some of this car, no mucha 1.7 million Ghana cedis in the amount. Case no one. So let me just summarize for you. No mucha 1.7 million. What they found out was that between April and December 2016, upon the instruction of Sedinam Tamaklo, no more withdraw 1.8 billion. Abia board approve 1.7 million. No, did man. However, investigation ni BPR. Omu Yusu just charging 300 Ghana cedis out of the 1.8 million Ghana cedis.
1,300?
Yes.
Out of 1.8
million. Wow. And allegedly, they covered just what? About 7 regions. Someone cover the I'm covered 3 regions. Bulu region, Penomia, and Yaka, no man cover.
As a young Daniel, small numbers of a
yes.
Who fight feature one was down never.
And the scanner can also a contact. The second case is that every jato Kantamanto market. Ye kaso munko disbursiska 1.4 million Ghana cedis. Ni etetene se enonso 579,000 per enomu disburse. Ni e ka enonso efum kwanta.
Okay.
Enonso ka ho. Again, okototo cars bi. Cars no okototo ye no. Eboa na eda car no. So for example, okoto car no. Car baako. Investigators ni komu no. Okasa wo to car baako even say bia $18,000 omkom na car ne bo na $12,000 nes ebi did so
cars mako be say ha said you num
edoso 350 of them enti no so we can nyina bu no could do $6 million now the reason why or the chief reason why they are going for the appeal no this they say that while the process was going on, the judge shifted the burden of proof on Sedinam Tamaklo. Let me summarize for you.
Okay.
And the lawyers of Sedinam Tamaklo believe that no, in a criminal matter, the burden of proof lies on the prosecution. And they quote the auto-forcing case. What is the auto-forcing case? In the Big C case, the contention was that auto-forcing wrote the letters of credit. What is letters of credit say? Koto ambulance bra bang. Oh, yeah, middleman. Oh, the ambulance be bet you. Then auto-forcing's case was that no. Letters of credit, the person was supposed to supervise or make sure the ambulance there by ambulance by the Ministry of Health. Then the matter we all know went to the appeals court and auto-forcing was what? Set free.
Yeah.
Now they are saying that same principle must apply to Sedinam Tamaklo that it is the responsibility of the contracting ministry and answer the prosecution. In this case, auto-forcing, the Ministry of Health was supposed to ensure that the ambulances were fit for purpose.
Okay.
They are saying that it is incumbent on the Attorney General. Godfrey Damina started case, you know.
Okay.
So the Attorney General's office to ensure that they prove beyond reasonable doubt. The second, they say that based on all that happened in court, they don't believe there was a prima facie determination. What is prima facie in law? Say, as some now where they took me soon in they base and say that based on the evidence that they've seen, they don't believe prima facie was established in the matter.
Okay.
3, they also say that 1.8 million amusu odi Italian entrepreneur can ayira no. Say sika na wo kan. Did you speak to the people on the grounds and they said that they didn't receive money?
Okay.
Some believe it's a prosecution in back court no. One for witness bia or yes our beneficial of our training program na ama. A media dance say onya sika na say we nya sika. Onya training na say we nya training. 2, they said that cantonment market asema wo kan no. And also the foreman money omo kasai court wo de ni bia ma ho. And obeka say Sedinam niska.
Okay. It's evidence bear na mo de be chere.
So based on this 4 major grounds, that is why they are going through that period. It's a 74 page.
Yes. Yentimi
Kanina. Because I have to go to the Wuntumi. So that is the Sedinam thing.
That's right.
Now in law, and they even quote as far back as Article 90, which has to do with human rights and everything. She's entitled to the appeal. There are 2 things that can happen. Speaking to the law. Yes. Because she's convicted, she'll be processed to go to jail. She can be in jail once the appeal is being heard, or she can be granted bail.
Yeah.
On the grounds of health and other issues.
Just say I say not to reach him in a by idea.
That's why I say it's a useless piece of information. But you reach him, you don't jail. That information, I think, is a very useless piece of information. So this is the issue of Sedinam. Now, the last one I'll give you is the Wuntumi case. And this week, Wuntumi has been very, very hot in the news. And I think that and when me tie the legal counsel bill
in Shawan 04.5 Utie Kukrentumi and number 1 account radio station in
and the appear could be okay FM. But tie ni wo Asempa FM and other platforms. But I think that maybe on hindsight he didn't help Wuntumi. I'll explain myself.
Okay.
Maybe on hindsight, on the 3 cases I name say Wuntumi common, maybe on hindsight to be able to maybe Wuntumi should have gotten different lawyers to handle the case.
Okay.
Only time Kamebo interview ni is 60 minutes. Only Kwame Nkrumah case interview. I listen carefully. And me kase ma me source. I listened to the interview with Obi. That was also about 15 minutes. We can hear better say Wuntumi Ay3ka Koma Attorney General say obey plea bargain. This is the news. That's how I started.
Okay.
The Exim Bank case in India beginning 2018. And so I mean summarize them. Wuntumi Koti company be a friend of Wuntumi Farms Limited.
Yes.
And no catcher Exim Bank so asase 100,000 acres. No person dey fool. To one a besia. And the money is ka. And Exim Bank back and forth now no more 18.7 million. Now a mixture of a loan and a grant.
Yeah.
But in March 2018, Omudis say 14.3. That is Titisika 140 billion.
Yeah, easy.
Omusi the demand I want to be samba say wakoto fidie. Was kind of the man so fento agricultural machines. If you do at the bay phone.
That's right.
Often to your consultant ka. Often for labor so the betu omoka. Patratas. And ya be a phone. Now Wuntumi buy no dey I paper be buy your match receipts. Na nani ye wom ne se wakoto afudie bu o company fa ne Kasama Enterprise. Enti investigators ne ko asem nim no. Anom ko Kasama so na wona Wuntumi beto ade wo no oh ampa Wuntumi buy ya papa tintin bi. Na nim de dwa.
Koko.
Na oba ye nim no obaje bo. Se afidie we eyesen, afidie we eyesen, afidie we eyesen. Ene man ni pro forma invoice. Eno ka kire ye se or they kwachire ne mpanifo na oba beto yante ne nka bio it according to Yoko no Wuntumi ko ofie okọ ne office no okosesa pro forma no ekonye ne receipt.
Wow.
And or the come as a man for no samba G's kabio. As our case no and a 30 million Exim Bank fraud case now okoye plea bargain. But we plea bargain mranim esachiresen. Now before we even go into the akoko senior I think say Wuntumi case say any Wuntumi we are whoever was the board chairman at that time, the CEO of the bank the loan officers me dream say esembra and the Bank of Ghana now omo won sem bi kachire asoman.
Yeah.
Because even one before they gave the 14.3 million to Wuntumi, who went to check the land?
That's right.
Who checked the documentation of the land? What was Wuntumi's track record in agriculture and farming? When Wuntumi presented the receipts to Akoto Fidie, nobody in the bank went further to check say Fidie no wen esihefa company be a tall man.
Because me say me no me no yakwaje loan e ka say for collateral mra bank ne be die kira ko he property cry dey ikusi awa.
See asem no mo ka kire no me die
and adwoma asem
I've already said it say rodu rather ne do so wum. Yes, Wuntumi may be the big fish, but Wuntumi am fetu am kusi exam ban function na G-scam. Those who facilitated and enabled this glaring weird transaction to happen. Because the fact of the case is that when Wuntumi submitted those documents, he was given extra cash. Is the Bank of Ghana telling us that you can just go to a bank
for the Christmas?
Me was said that kwaso. Me pefuaye. You go say to farms 14.3 million. Ajana wana yes in the dining na yesi bia. E 60 million, $70 million. They are tamama nipa ba ko se ko.
Jeko. Fakoyefu.
Senior, ebu obrem. And the Bank of Ghana and the Exim Bank official at that time must answer some questions to the state.
Sure.
That said, Wuntumi letter the common Attorney General or say, we hereby inform the Honorable Court that the first accused, Bernard Wuntumi, hearing has through his counsel, Mr. Andy Appiah-Kubi Esquire, in a letter dated June 5, 2026, to the Honorable Attorney General, made a request to initiate a plea negotiation in respect of the charges in this trial. Now, so Wuntumi say, now, what is instructive is that this case was filed on the 14th of May. Wuntumi plea bargain on the 11th of June. It's not even 1 month. What is instructive is also that Attorney General has not made disclosures beyond the fact of the case.
Yes.
It is evidence the crime so on a cascam and Nina Kokasa no Akasampa Wuntumi be pro form and acquire editing. Say the pana Wuntumi man editing say receipts and allegedly. Abrantia no so be kasano. In the name, but Wuntumi is going for plea. What does that tell you? It tells you that there's a presumption. Say Wuntumi feels that he's liable in the matter. That's why you're going to plea bargain. Because what is plea bargain? In 2022,
and we understand that case, plea bargaining. We understand some way, somehow. And community are so behind the scenes.
Yes.
Negotiation for a long time.
Yes, but you have to inform the court.
Sure.
Now, the reason I have to inform the court in any. The reason I'm saying that there may be a presumption that Wuntumi Jane said, but I'm not saying that out of vacuum. I'm saying that based on my reading of the Plea Bargaining Act. That is Act 1079, which was assented by President Akufo-Addo on the 22nd of July 2022.
Okay. And the Appiah-Kubi can say a monpa much among Wuntumi.
Yes.
It is SMEC in the bidding say any the Oka,
Yes.
So did he help?
I'll come to the Appiah-Kubi.
Okay.
Now, what is plea bargaining? Or say the Criminal and Other Offences Act Procedure Act 30 is amended by the insertion after Section 162 blah blah blah. Now, let me read for you what it means. It says that, subject to Section 162B, a person charged with a criminal offense, Exim Bank case, they're fraud, money laundering, financial loss to the state. These are criminal matters. Charged with a criminal offense may, at any time before judgment, negotiate with the Attorney General for a plea bargain or a plea agreement. So even the summer boy case now you verdict and you're trying to July 3. So July 2nd, Wuntumi send your water to name one which could plea bargain.
Okay.
Why am I say or say a person charged with a criminal offense may at any time before judgment negotiate with the Attorney General for a plea bargain. Now I go further to say what would that seek to achieve? To reduce an offense charge with a lesser offense. If, for example, someone boy case, a 15 to 25 years in jail, you can plea bargain and get 5 years, make certain restitutions. It's allowed. To withdraw a charge against an accused person, that can also be done. To reduce the punishment for an offense charged within the law that prescribes the punishment. Or say, a plea bargain under subsection subsection 1 may provide a sentence or a range of sentences to be recommended to the court. The payment by the accused person or compensation to the victim of the offense, or the making of restitution by the accused person or the prior consent of the accused persons. Now, what Wuntumi will do with the Attorney General is back and forth. 30 million, mania 20. There be mania 20, major 25. Oh, mania 25, major 27. Okay, mania 22. That is a recommendation to the court. When the court accepts it, it becomes a verdict or a judgment of the court. That's what plea bargaining means.
Okay.
They say, "Netiana say, ye charge Wuntumi say, ye 30 million biya kodi no wa afa kwa paso." And Wuntumi so plea bargaining. Plea bargaining Wuntumi me ka say, "Okay, munyi charge ni free me so, me tue scan nyina. Munyi charge ni free me so, menya 25 million." Now, Attorney General Jituma no the sad na koba court say, "Me ni Wuntumi akwa agree na ya agree ni na court no so ayedan." Who adopt it. The court, I'm also told, can also say that they are varying the terms of that agreement. So that is basically what a plea bargain means.
That's right.
Now, as some courts na people focus social media to see and the peer could say, here CMC, here case management conference. Charging a diabo Wuntumi. The evidence, the ingredients, and ankasani evidence, I told you, public, today it's not a plea bargain. Then he started speaking. But you see, I always say, and I'm giving you my sources. I say, okay, FM interview, and I say, FM.
Okay.
When people are speaking, I listen to them carefully. I'm matching me background. Now, I say me back as a porno, but I'm more. But I wanted to listen to the interview again. So when I was driving to the office, I was still listening. And the appear could be breaking news as FM say. Some boy case na ye dear we no. O could notify court when they say wo yin who from say Wuntumi lawyer. But I'm not maybe than I received a very shocking brief. The Attorney General has also indicated strongly.
Yes, so
say, and the appear could be yes, I open because the presumption is that when and the appear could be that so, won't we have to elect a new lawyer?
No more chance here.
Now, the case will not start again, but the court may give the lawyer a new window to
open
familiarize with the case and everything. That may go beyond the legal vacation.
Okay.
So they think that it's a strategy the Wuntumi team want to deploy to delay the case. But even in that, you see, sometimes when you are speaking, you need to match. It's about me source me. And the appeal could be say grounds not the economy. Me see an interview that one more number there be 5 also 1 case ne bobo sododo. Also Wuntumi what 3 cases. Tano mrim case no. Sama boy nimri. Tama boy de no. Ana Exim Bank. Osi case ne bobo sododo. No lawyer for no kra no. Wasan je adwuma bi aka. When he said that, I said, why will you say? Me say only okay for me no pa. At the shiachi ebi said only kwame committee kese. That's my source.
Okay.
Meba a reasons so. Ose time case ne bobo sododo. 2. Ose omo ye submission of no case no. Musa Attorney General born in Crow here. Initially in the same boy case no Wuntumi can say on kasa.
Okay.
Or Jane say the Attorney General has not adduced enough evidence for no Wuntumi to speak. Then the court sat on it, and the court on the page 30 and 31 said a very instructive thing. My phone is not here with that projected. What it basically is that based on the evidence, our prosecution and led by Justice Samson Wuntumi has something to answer.
Okay.
So when and the appeal could be went to the appeals court, based on the tone of the page 30 and 31 in the High Court ruling, he even said that he feels the judge on the matter has been prejudicial. But what is prejudicial about it? Because the judge can only say Wuntumi has to open his defense because there's been an establishment of a prima facie. If there's no prima facie, yes, so that I don't know how to put it. So that's the only common sensical thing the judge will say. Say, media evidence na Attorney General diabano mitia etomasum enti wonso be you one na mente wonso side. That does not mean or infer that the judge is biased.
Okay, yes,
asamasi yen me no na tiku Wuntumi program isu anope meboa oku se ku ofie and oku school kosu ade meboa oni ha ana sem ni si ye no ye kofie what is
yes
and oku se ku fre na abo nkuro and was amprechum asama waka to me me de me bi na me gitum say ana me go say to initial go frame kra me say na dey me kasa ana me dey say ko jibi ho Tell you. Me call Jimmy one. And Jimmy say, "Otiam pretuma, you just say okasa." That does not mean say wajam pretum yenatum. The judge is even giving you a window for you to also what?
Yes.
Bring
yes.
evidence against what is being placed on you.
That's right.
The third reason he gave is that, or say, some about concession want to be owed legally. Now, want to mean call agreement to say reclamation. And I prefer galamsey. Now, I say there's no document that shows that Wuntumi gave the land to the gentleman and instructed him explicitly to do galamsey. But that is the evidence you led in court. Say Wuntumi and yes, sir. The ruling is 3rd July. So why do you think that you must be heard on radio before the judge? Because what that tells me that then you know that you were not able to rightly defend your client.
Yes.
And therefore, in my view, you are causing disaffection for the judge.
That's right.
Now, let's come back to the one.
Call to one can was him. A friend of a radio soon.
Yes. Now, also time, the element of the time. Did anybody force them? And everybody see, my YouTube channel, the critical analyst. Your uncle my favorite. Sedinam
okay.
Kwabena Japan, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and their people could become President Mahama. They are people I respect. My biases are clear. That does not mean that President Mahama I'm not saying that they are people who feed me. Nobody has given me one peso. I'm saying that they are people I respect.
That's right.
You may not respect them. That is your view, and I'm not entitled to determine who you respect. But I'm saying that I respect and their peer could be. But an interview now, why na sempane okay? One more Wuntumi, and I'm explaining myself. Say, so what can we okay for me interview? You say, okra waji amount for cases that case go so. Then the inference can be say plea bargain in the crana wokono. When there has not been any case management conference, when the Attorney General has not given you the evidences, he will stand on to prosecute your client and go for plea bargain. That is because we will show our selfish interest.
Yes.
You are not looking out for the interest of your client.
Open term.
Mr. Kotie interview, no say Ejuma Gune. So the interview actually is on the critical analysis channel. My last video,
wow.
It's on my channel. Anybody can go and watch it.
Open term also.
Exactly. So the evidence can also be say me on hindsight. I think that Wuntumi should have gotten different lawyers for the different cases.
Wow.
Because also what break. He said it in the interview.
I don't think I kind of say illegal mining case, you know, watching her free one. I don't know watching her free one.
So that's what I'm saying that then maybe on hindsight.
I can tell mining case in watching her free one.
Wuntumi should have gotten a different because it's weird. The case is concluded. The case is concluded. For me, what they are doing, it is rather giving the public that I didn't do a good job. I'm not sure of the defense I led for my client. So let me cut my losses. And it's all within 2-3 days here. I think that senior should tone down a bit. Yeah. I think
I am myself. Muhammad join.
Interview, I was disappointed. That does not mean I'm saying the Wuntumi is innocent. I'm not saying that. But even murderers are supposed to have the best of legal counsel. Because me, all my life, neither me to DSTV crime documentaries.
Okay.
There are people who've been convicted for years. People who've been convicted for years. I'm pretty sure you will come later. Maybe any panel class. I'm not you want to me me my background is Metropolitan climate science. So galamsey and some of the tunnels I am bossam internet some boy case when you read the minerals and mining it's between 15 to 25 years. Tanumrim is the same. And in fact the Tanumrim prosecution started under Kufuado.
Okay.
Patratas. So they are grave cases. But the two interviews are material and killing no.
Mo wadwene mu ayo na.
Mo wadwene mu yame na. You see, the final thing I conclude is that, and I always say this, I'm a very young man in my early 30s, but I followed this our enterprise for the last 20 years, since 2006. Senior, one thing I've always said is that when you have a power today, have cognizance of the fact that that power is transient. One day that power may not be there.
Yes.
You may be vulnerable.
Yes.
Therefore, whatever activity you are doing, with that power, cognizance, have that awareness. Mimi ni Kofodia, Kama group of conductor my quadro. Near correct course, meet your catcher say, Unyes cano. The entire fina no shani Kofodia Jumapon. No, yet. Juma handy job, Musi and passing.
That's right.
Musi and Pram passing the via. 1 year be the other, what the father,
sir.
Or Fawana Koba, na
Kyle. Maybe I'll free bar.
That's what I mean by cognizance of everything that you are doing. Maybe see.
Great, Ebusia Insure 104.5.